hello again. We're home, and this time we're actually going to enjoy a little bit of personal time. Just a little. So, made it home. Today's Thursday. Last night I had one of you ask, why don't you just use personal conveyance and go home? Well, that was 3 miles from my house. And that is going to... You'll have to catch the next video to see where we're going with that. But I'm home. Tomorrow's my daughter's birthday, so made it in time for that. But right now, I've got to go do this. And as soon as we take care of that, I've got to take care of this. Because poor streetwalker's been a month without a bath for the poor girl. So that's got to get taken care of. That might not happen tonight. That might happen Sunday, just so it's fresh and clean right when I take off on Monday. We'll see. See how I feel when I'm done with all of that fluid and filter. Which, by the way, in case you're wondering what $500 from O'Reilly's looks like, but it's $1,000 to have the dealership do it. So I'll pocket $400 and sacrifice a couple hours of my evening. It's not a bad deal. Anyway, I'm gonna go inside the house and I'm going to change into my garage clothes. Okay, so we're back, and I'm not going to show you guys everything I'm doing because some of it we've already done. For example, I have shown you guys this, and I have shown you guys this, and I have shown you guys that. Those are all in the video entitled Getting Dirty with the Streetwalker. If you're curious about those, go look it up. The rest of them, this one and this one and this, and then this is actually two things I will be showing you guys. Well, maybe on one of them. So rear differential, front differential, transmission, I will be showing you those. I might be showing you the transfer case. I say might because there's a shortage of products, apparently. I bought every single quart of the Mercron LV fluid that they had, and apparently the other O'Reilly's here in my town is completely out. So I think that will be enough to do the transmission and the transfer case. If it is not, I will not be doing the transfer case because I know that was done, I think 40,000 miles ago, 40 or 50. So if I can't do that one right now, it'll hold out for a little while. You know, I mean, a couple more oil changes. They say 75-ish thousand. So we'll see. Also, I'm sure you'll notice that this time, those are not all Motorcraft parts, which is... I like to run those. Ford designed the motor to work with those. I assume they know what they're doing, yada, yada, yada. So, yeah. I like to use them. However, you'll notice a couple of them are wicks, and it's because they're out of the Motorcraft. So I gotta do what I gotta do because I don't have time. They said they might be able to get them by Saturday. I don't have time to wait for them, maybe, because of everything else I have going on this weekend. So I'm gonna get everything set up, and I'll meet you guys under the truck. Okay. Well, turns out I don't have what I need to do the front differential because it doesn't have a drain hole, which means you have to remove the cover, clean the surface, new gasket. I don't have a gasket. Part store doesn't have a gasket. So the front diff is going to hold off until I do the radiator, probably next oil change. Also, air filter looks just about beautiful. So not going to do the air filter, so I'll have one. Remember how I said that I was turning this box into storage thing for fluids, filters, all that kind of stuff. So I had all that with me at all times. So I can start putting that together now. But we will do the rear diff, and we will do the transmission, and we will do maybe the transfer case if we have enough Mercon LV. So I just went through and made sure I had everything I needed. So now I'm gonna get everything laid out, and now I will catch you guys under the truck. Okay, so this is the rear differential. The first thing you want to do is crack this loose. You don't have to take it out yet, but you always want to crack the fill plug before you remove the drain plug. The reason for that is if you remove the drain plug and then you can't get that out, now you have no oil. That's bad. So always crack the fill plug. And then I don't know if this is a Ford thing or if this is just because it's an F450. I don't know. As most of you know, I've never owned a Ford before, but 1/2 inch, and you can't, well, maybe I can get the camera in there where you can see it, but I doubt it. It says drain right there. So remove that to drain the oil after you crack the fill plug loose. I'll catch you guys on the next step. Okay, we finished draining. We put the drain plug back in, and now we put the little pumper doodle on the gear oil, the GL5 Extreme Pressure 85-140 oil. I went ahead and checked the front diff because I was just about to give up on doing the rear diff when I barely saw that word drain right there. So I went ahead and checked the front. It does not have that. So the front is definitely a pull the cover and drain it. So we will do that next time because I don't have time to wait for the seal to come in. So, which is fine. On a Ford, the front end is free floating. So while you're going down the road, yeah, the wheels are spinning, but there's no pressure on the U-joint that goes into the center diff, and there's no pressure coming out of the front drive shaft into the diff as well. So while things do rotate, there's no pressure under it. So I'm okay with it going another 10,000 miles or so without changing that oil. That's fine. Not going to be the end of the world. So now we just pump like crazy on this thing until fluid starts coming out of here. And then the next step will be the transfer case. Same thing. You want to loosen the fill plug first, that one, and then do the drain plug down there. And then once those are empty, you obviously put the drain plug back in, and then using that Mercon LV fluid and the same pumpy tool you used on the rear differential, you refill this. So just so you're aware, the transfer case fluid is a very thin fluid, and it comes out with a little bit of velocity. Neat. Okay, I don't remember when, but somewhere around, I think it was 2016 or 17 or something, this little dimple right here was a bolt. You could take that bolt out and use it to drain your transmission fluid. Apparently, they decided that wasn't really important anymore. So now you just take all of the bolts out and try and catch the fluid. I will not be filming that. And I'll see you guys after the chaos. Okay. Got the pan off, cleaned it. There was very minimal clutch material on the magnet, which is good, especially considering we're almost to 172,000 miles. This is the old filter. This part was up. This part goes into the valve body, and then you have two shorter bolts, one longer bolt, and I'll show you what it looks like in the valve body when we get back over there. But for right now, got to take the gasket and put it on. It says it's a reusable gasket. Well, I'm sure it probably is. And it might be just a great thing. However, this bothers me, and I don't think I want to put that back into the truck. Also, I might have kind of broke it. So there was an issue. I was trying to take the pan off, and it slipped out of my hand, and it went flying, and it knocked over the tray that I had all the bolts in for the pan, and then this thing got bent. And I'm really glad that the filter came with a new gasket, because that's garbage. All right, so what I'm going to do is get a couple of the bolts and go into like the corners, hold it in place, and then once I get it up and a couple bolts in, I'll show you guys. I'll also get a little clip underneath, kind of explaining what I was talking about with the filter over there. So I'll see you guys back under the truck. Okay, so there's the new filter. This bolt, exact same bolt on the other side, and the long one goes down here. That's the rear of the vehicle, that way, just so you know. And yeah, that's the inside of the transmission. So I cleaned all of this on the pan and on the transmission itself, and now it's time to put it back together. So after I get a couple bolts, well, I'm sure you guys can figure out how to put bolts in. I mean, you see all the holes. It's pretty apparent. Anyway, I'll catch you guys when the pan's back on. Okay, done. That transmission pan killed me. So the issue is, they take this giant gasket and they fold it in like quarters and stuff it in this box, and it sits on the shelf for months. So when you lay it on your transmission pan, it just kind of goes whoosh. And I could not get it on. After fighting with it for about an hour, I had a brilliant idea and put it on, and then put the bolts through the pan backwards, and then got a heat gun and ran it around one time, let it sit for a couple minutes, ran it around one time, let it sit for a couple minutes, and it forced the gasket into the shape of the pan. After that, went right on. So that's pretty much that. Got the rear diff that you saw, got the transfer case that you saw, got the transmission that you saw, and I also did the fuel filters and I did the oil change. Did not get the front diff because, and did not do the air filter because it didn't need it. And now I'm just waiting for the transmission to get warm so that I can verify that I have the proper level of fluid in the transmission. And I already checked the engine oil, it's good. So while I sit here and wait for this to upload, or for this to get warm, I will finish editing this video and get it uploaded for you. So, as always, to those of you on the roads, I wish you fair winds and following seas. Take care and have a great day.